Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you are doing, put down the coffee, pull over the car, and listen to me very, very carefully. Because what we have just witnessed in the scorching heat of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships is not just a match, it is not just a highlight reel. It is a shifting of the tectonic plates in the world of women's tennis. We promise you coverage, we promise you updates, but the tweets are flying fast in the first serve, but the story is simple, brutal, and beautiful. Alexandra Eala has arrived, and she hasn't just arrived, she has kicked down the front door of the top 10. Welcome to this special deep dive broadcast. I am your host, and today we are dedicating this entire session to the match that has the whole sporting world buzzing. The title on your screen says it all, viral now. Alexandra Eala surprises Jasmine Paolini. The world is wonderful. And frankly, looking at the tennis we just saw, the world is wonderful, because we are watching the real-time evolution of a superstar. Let's set the scene. On one side of the net, we had Jasmine Paolini, the Italian dynamo, the world number 8, a woman who, over the last 2 years, has transformed herself from a gritty competitor into a legitimate Grand Slam contender, a finalist at Roland Garros, a finalist at Wimbledon, an Olympic gold medalist in doubles. Paolini is the definition of established excellence. She is the gatekeeper of the elite. She is fast, she is ferocious, and she does not lose to players ranked outside the top 30 without a massive fight. On the other side of the net, Alex Eala, the pride of the Philippines, the 20-year-old lefty who has been steadily, quietly, and then loudly climbing the ladder. We know her story, the Rafa Nadal Academy graduate, the junior Grand Slam champion. But today she wasn't junior, she wasn't a prospect, she was a gladiator. Coming into this round of 32 match, the narrative was cautious. Eala had a strange first round, advancing after Hailey Baptiste retired with an injury. There were questions. Was she warm enough? Was she rhythm ready for a player of Paolini's caliber? Paolini, fresh off a bye, was rested, ready, and a heavy favorite. The betting markets had the Italian winning in straight sets. The Paolini heavy topspin forehand would bury the young Filipina in the humid Dubai air. Well, the pundits were wrong. What unfolded over the last 2 hours and 45 minutes was a tactical masterclass that defied every expectation. Alexandra Eala didn't just beat Jasmine Paolini, she outthought her, outhit her, and in the crucial moments, she outbelieved her. We are talking about a 3-set thriller that had everything. The final scoreline read it and weep, doubters. 6-4, 5-7, 6-4 in favor of Alexandra Eala. But that scoreline, it's just numbers. It doesn't tell you about the 26-shot rally at 4-4 in the decider, where Eala refused to miss. It doesn't tell you about the thunderous inside-out forehand she unleashed to save breakpoint in the first set. It doesn't capture the silence of the crowd as they realize a favorite was in trouble, followed by the roar of the Filipino community in the stands. The home-away-from-home crowd erupting as match point was converted. This is viral for a reason. This isn't just a win, it's a statement. It's Eala's third career win over a top 10 player, adding Paolini to a list that already includes Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek from that magical Miami run last year. But this feels different. Miami was a Cinderella run. This felt like sustained excellence. This felt like she belongs here. In this extensive broadcast, we are going to break down every single aspect of this historic upset. We are going to analyze the tactical adjustments Eala made to neutralize Paolini's speed. We will discuss the mental fortitude required to lose that second set, a set she led 5-3 and still come back to win the third. Most young players crumble after choking a lead like that. Eala, she just reset. We will also look at what Jasmine Paolini said at the net, a moment of pure sportsmanship that proves why she is a class act, and her post-match comments where she called Eala an amazing talent and huge for the future of tennis. And finally, we are going to look at the implications. What does this do to rankings? Eala has projected a break into the top 35 for the first time. What does this mean for the rest of the tournament? The draw has opened up, and what does this mean for Philippine sports, having a global icon rising in real time alongside giants like Carlos Yulo? Buckle up, we have thousands of words of analysis coming your way. We are going deep on the forehand mechanics, the serve placement, the court geometry, and the psychology of the upset. If you love tennis, if you love an underdog story, or if you just want to understand why the internet is melting down right now, you are in the right place. This is the Alexandra Eala Deep Dive. Let's get to work. Alright, let's strip away the hype and look at the machinery of this victory. How did it happen? How does a player ranked number 47 dismantle the world number 8 on a hard court? To understand today's result, we first have to understand the matchup dynamics. Jasmine Paolini is a player who thrives on movement. She is not the tallest player on tour, standing at just 5'4", but she makes up for it with explosive footwork and a heavy buggy whip forehand that generates immense topspin. Her game plan is usually to push opponents back, open up the angles, and grind them down physically. She is a wall that hits back harder. Alexandra Eala, on the other hand, is a lefty. And in tennis, being a lefty is the ultimate wild card. But for a long time, Eala's game was criticized for being a bit too one-dimensional. Big power, but prone to errors when rushed. Today, we saw version 2.0 of Alexandra Eala. The match began with Paolini serving. The Italian looked comfortable, holding to love. The crowd, packed with Filipino expatriates working in Dubai, was loud but anxious. They've seen Eala play tough matches before, only to fade physically. But at 2-2, something shifted. Eala stopped trying to out-rally Paolini from the baseline and started taking the ball early. This is the key tactical change. Usually against a heavy hitter like Paolini, you retreat to buy time. Eala did the opposite. She stepped in. Let's talk about Eala's backhand. Today it was a laser. Paolini loves to direct traffic to the opponent's backhand to open up the court for her own forehand. But Eala's two-handed backhand was rock solid. She was hitting it flat and deep, robbing Paolini of the time she needs to set up her feet. The break came at 3-3. Eala read a Paolini drop shot, a tactic the Italian uses effectively, and not only did she get there, she flicked a cross-court winner that clipped the line. It was audacious. It was a shot of a player who isn't afraid. Serving out the first set at 5-4 was the first test of nerves. Paolini saved 2 set points. She was screaming at herself, trying to fire up, but Eala didn't blink. On the third set point, she served a slider out wide, a classic lefty serve, and Paolini framed the return into the stands. First blood to the underdog. Yet the first set was about tactical brilliance. The second set was a war of attrition. Paolini is a Grand Slam finalist for a reason. She adjusted, she started hitting with more height, pushing Eala back behind the baseline, forcing the Filipina to generate her own pace from defensive positions. Eala struggled with this initially. We saw her unforced error count creep up. The humidity in Dubai is stifling, even at night. You can see Eala toweling off after every point. However, Eala fought back. She broke Paolini to lead 5-2 free. She was serving for the match. This was it. The upset was on her racket, and then the moment got to her. It happens to the best of them. At 5-3, 30-15, Eala double faulted. A tight, nervous error. Then she missed a routine forehand drive volley. You could feel the tension in the stadium. Paolini sensed blood. The Italian broke back. 5-4. Then Paolini held. 5-5. The momentum had completely swung. Eala looked rattled. She lost her serve again at 5-6, and Paolini closed out the set 7-5. At this point, 90% of tennis analysts would tell you the match is over. The underdog had her chance. She choked, and now the veteran is going to roll over her in the third set. That is a standard script, the almost story. We've seen it 1,000 times, but this is why we watch, because Alexandra Eala refused to read that script. Between the second and third sets, Eala took a bathroom break, a reset. When she came back out, her body language had changed. In the second set, she was looking at her box in frustration. In the third set, she was looking only at the ball. The third set was a dogfight. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. Neither player gave an inch. Paolini was grunting louder, hitting harder. She was throwing everything at the 20-year-old, but Eala's fitness, which has been a major focus of her training at the Rafa Nadal Academy, held up. The pivotal moment came at 4-4. Eala serving, 15-40, 2 break points for Paolini. If Paolini breaks here, she serves for the match, and it's likely game over. Eala saved the first break point with an ace down the tee, pure clutch. On the second break point, they played the rally of the match, 26 shots, forehands, backhands, slices, moonballs. Paolini moved Eala corner to corner. Eala looked beaten twice, but she scrambled, getting just enough racket on the ball to keep it in play. Finally, Paolini tried to flatten out a forehand down the line, and she missed it by an inch. An inch. Eala held, 5-4. The pressure shifted squarely to the Italian. Serving to stay in the match, Paolini faltered. Perhaps it was the fatigue of the long rallies. Perhaps it was the relentless pressure of Eala's returns. At 30-30, Eala stepped around a backhand and crushed an inside-out forehand winner, her signature shot. Match point. The stadium was deafening. Alex chants were raining down. Paolini served. Eala returned deep. Paolini hit a short ball. Eala moved in, set her feet, and drove a backhand into the open court. Game, set, match, Eala. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a fascinating story. First serve percentage. Eala served at 68%. This is a huge improvement from her loss last week in Doha. She was hovering around 55% against a returner like Paolini. You cannot miss first serves. Today, she landed them when it mattered. Winners versus unforced errors. Eala hit 34 winners to 28 unforced errors. Positive territory. Paolini hit 28 winners, but committed 31 unforced errors. That differential is the match. Eala was the aggressor, but she was a controlled aggressor. Breakpoint conversion. Eala was 4 for 6 on breakpoints. Paolini was 3 for 10. That is the difference between winning and losing. Eala was clinical. When she had a chance, she took it. Paolini had chances, but Eala slammed the door. Whatever technical improvements we discuss, the serve, the forehand, the real story here is mental. Think about the context. Eala was 20. She has the weight of an entire nation on her shoulders. Every time she plays, social media and the Philippines lights up. The pressure is immense. To lose a match-winning lead in the second set against the world number 8 and not collapse, that shows a mental maturity well beyond her years. We often talk about the Nadal DNA because she trained at his academy. Today, we saw it. That refusal to yield, that ability to suffer on the court and enjoy it. When Paolini was hitting bombs in the third set, Eala wasn't panicking. She was digging in. We must give credit to Jasmine Paolini. She played a great match. She didn't hand this to Eala. She forced Eala to win it, and her reaction at the net was beautiful. A warm embrace, a smile, and words that we later found out were incredibly complimentary. In the press conference just moments ago, Paolini said, "I knew she was good, but I didn't know she was this tough. She hits the ball so clean. She is going to be a top player very, very soon. It is good for tennis to have a star from the Philippines." This is what the title meant by "The world is wonderful." It's seeing the established guard, recognizing the rising talent. It's the sportsmanship. It's the realization that the future of the sport is in safe hands. This win sends a shockwave through the locker room. The top 10 players know who the threats are. They know Sabalenka. They know Swiatek. They know Gauff. Eala was seen as a dangerous floater, someone you don't want in the first round but someone you expect to beat. That changes today. Now Eala is a giant killer. She has proven she can hang with the pace of the top 10. She has proven she can withstand the physicality of a 3-hour match in extreme heat. And let's talk about the surface. Dubai is a fast, hard court. Historically, Eala has been good on hard courts, but her movement was sometimes exposed on faster surfaces. Today she moved like a gazelle. Her defense to offense transition, the ability to slide into a shot and then explode out of the corner, was top 20 level. Why is this going viral? It's not just the upset, it's the way she won. There's a clip circulating right now of that point at 4-4 in the third set. It has 2 million views in the last hour. Why? Because it embodies the fight. It shows a young girl refusing to be beaten by a seasoned champion. It's pure drama. And let's not forget the crowd. The atmosphere in Dubai was electric. It felt like a Davis Cup tie or a Billie Jean King Cup match. The Filipino energy is infectious. When Eala won, the roar was primal. It brings an energy to the WTA Tour that is sometimes missing in the early rounds of tournaments. Paolini referenced this too, saying the atmosphere was crazy but amazing. We saw today how uncomfortable Paolini was with the spin on Eala's serve from the ad court. Eala was sliding the ball out wide, pulling Paolini off the court, and then hitting the next shot into the open space. This is the classic Rafa Nadal pattern, adapted for the WTA Tour. Paolini is 5 feet 4 inches. When you pull her wide, she has to take extra steps to cover the court. Over 3 sets, those extra steps add up. By the end of the third set, Paolini was half a step slow. That is a cumulative effect of Eala's tactical serving. It wasn't about aces, it was about positioning. So where does this leave us? Eala is into the round of 16. She has defended her points from last year and added a massive chunk more. Her live ranking is skyrocketing. If she wins the next round, she could be looking at a seed in the upcoming Indian Wells and Miami tournaments. But more importantly, she has the belief. You cannot buy belief. You have to earn it. And today, in the heat of Dubai, Alexandra Eala earned a vault full of it. She now knows that even if she chokes a lead, she can win. She knows that even if the world number 8 plays her best tennis, Eala's best is better. That is a dangerous realization for the rest of the tour. As we wrap up this special broadcast, let's take a moment to breathe and appreciate the magnitude of this moment. Sports are defined by these inflection points. There is a before and after. Before today, Alexandra Eala was a promising talent, a rising star, a regional hero in Southeast Asia. After today, she is a global problem for the WTA Tour. She is a legitimate contender at the 1000 level. The title of this video is "The World is Wonderful." And in many ways, it captures the essence of sport. It is wonderful because it is unpredictable. It is wonderful because hard work, the lonely hours on practice courts, the rehab, the travel, the sacrifices away from family actually pays off. We saw the emotion on Eala's face when that final ball landed out. She didn't fall to the ground. She didn't scream. She just closed her eyes and smiled. A look of pure relief and satisfaction. She looked up at her box, at her parents, at her team. That connection, that shared victory, is what makes tennis so special. For the Filipino fans watching this, cherish this. You have waited a long time for a singles player to break through to this level. You had the doubles legends, you had the regional champions, but a single star capable of beating the world number 8 in a WTA 1000 event? That is rare air. But a word of caution, the tournament is not over. The danger of a massive upset is the emotional hangover. Eala needs to recover. She needs to ice down, get a massage, eat right, and sleep. Because the next opponent will not care that she beat Paolini. The next opponent will see a tired 20-year-old and try to exploit it. The true test of a champion is not just climbing the mountain, but staying at the summit. Can she go all the way in Dubai? Why not? The draw has opened up. The confidence is flowing. Her game is clicking. If she plays like she did today, with that blend of aggression and patience, that newfound mental steel, there is nobody in this draw she cannot beat. We will be here covering every step of the way. If you enjoyed this deep dive, if you felt the adrenaline of the match through our analysis, please make sure you are subscribed. We don't just read the scores here, we tell the story. And the story of Alexandra Eala is just getting to the good part. Jasmine Paolini, we salute you for a great fight. You showed why you are a champion. Alexandra Eala, congratulations, you just shocked the world. From the desert sands of Dubai to the streets of Manila and everywhere in between, tennis is alive and well. The world is indeed wonderful. I'm your host, signing off. Go pick up a racket, go dream big, and we will see you for the round of 16. Good night.